Welcome to today's moment. And let's talk about I want to see you win. I want to see you win big, and I want to see you win all the time. This is more than just some catchy catchphrase for my videos on YouTube, because if you've been to the YouTube channel and watched some of the recent videos, I say this in every video. And I want you to see my mindset. I want you to see how calculated what I do, what I say, and how this is all developed. Because what I'm doing from the get-go is anchoring in this mindset, not only for myself, but for anyone who listens to the videos, anyone who participates in the Invincible CEO universe. Because there's some questions that I ask myself, and I go over these questions every quarter, right? It's on my calendar as a business person. So I love making videos. I love sharing this information. I love doing one-day events. I love coaching. I love talking to people, meeting people. Like, there's so much. If I just sat here one day, I'm like, okay, I see how hard I work for somebody in a 9-to-5 job. This was years and years and years ago. And I've seen the benefits of what I've done to help that company grow. What could I do for me? What can I do for me that would have the same impact on people? And, anything that I've done, whether it was nutrition or personal training or Reiki or investigations. I mean, honestly, investigations, I was young, 23. It's like, okay, I got this degree. I was working at the bank at the time while I was working on my degree, and they were very supportive, and I'm very loyal. So I was like, what can I do to merge my worlds together? So that was originally the question, becoming an investigator. But like I said before, as an investigator, I realized that people weren't criminals. They just made bad choices. And the choices seemed to be either there was an opportunity to make that choice, or a necessity, or sometimes a hybrid of both. So when I decided to go into business for myself, the foundation to anything that I've done is, how can I, in the now moment, help people make better choices? Whether it's the food you're putting in your mouth, the way you're moving your body, or the mindset and energy behind anything that you do. And what is my ultimate goal? If I go general, if I go broad first, what is my goal? I want to see you win. If you ask anyone who's offering a service, right, it's for whatever the service that you're offering is, that it adds on to you. It makes things easier. It makes things better for you. And I think of that Mother Teresa quote that, everyone should be better off because of your interaction. So even if I only interact with you one time, I want to make it so memorable that, and I forget the other quote exactly how it goes, people don't care what you know, they care about how you make them feel. So these are all the foundation of what it is that I do. And sometimes I get criticized because I charge money for it, but this is my passion, and I've turned my passion into a business. Because if I had to go make money somewhere else, I wouldn't be able to go all in with what I'm doing here. So I get very excited every day when I wake up. And I sit here before I do my moment, and I ask myself, how can we all win big together today? Before I do a video, how are we going to win big? And it's always we're always a team. Because the thing that I learned early on in my business, if I'm helping other people win big at the expense of me, there's an issue. And if I'm winning big at the expense of you, there's an issue. So as a Reiki master, Reiki grandmaster, I know there must be an even energy exchange, because the way energy works, it likes to be balanced. And how I think about this and how I teach this is the breath. Just imagine if you take a deep breath in and you hold it. It's imbalanced. Or if you take a deep breath and you just let it out and you keep letting it out, right? It's imbalanced. So if we use as give and take, If all you do is give, you're going to be imbalanced. And if all you do is take, you're going to be imbalanced. So in order to win, there has to be a balance of the energy, because the mind likes the balance. And remember that rudimentary part of your mind, that root chakra part of your mind, is all about survival. But when there's balance, survival isn't threatened. So there's no fight or flight. And that's why we want to balance you in the center dot. We start with the center dot. And even though you can manifest anything you want at any time, you're more likely to do it quicker if you're balanced within yourself, if you know you're taking care of you, right? That's why on any airplane, when they give those instructions, those safety instructions, they're always saying, put your mask on first and then help someone else, because you're no good if you pass out. So every morning, the ah moment is here to help you put your mask on first. And any offering, you want to know the intention behind what I'm doing truly is, I want to see you win, I want to see you win big, and I want to see you win all the time. Because we got to get out of the duality of it's sometimes I win, sometimes I don't. So what I did is I thought to myself, okay, as I expanded into YouTube, I'd love every video to go viral, because what that means is not just about numbers on the screen. I get excited that when you think about, here's this thing that I've done in my PJs in my house. It's like a video. And I put it out there. And it's still mind-blowing to me. People are watching. Not only are they watching, but they're liking and they're sharing and they're interacting, they're commenting. It's mind-blowing. Like, for something like this 20 years ago would have been so like, yeah, that would be so cool. And we sit in all these opportunities that we have. More now than ever is it easier to create a business, to share what you do, to love what you do. So easy, even from my own personal journey of starting businesses 20 years ago. So much more at your fingertips that it can be a little overwhelming so much, because there's so much to do and play with. Like, what is it that I do next? What is that fun thing? And that's what time has taught me with business. It's in the beginning, it was like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do this, and you try to do everything instead of just calming down and saying, what is it? What is the reason I move? What is the reason I do things? Why? And that's why I have it up in my office on the walls. I want to see you win. I want to see you win big. I want to see you win all the time. But I'm part of the I. I've put myself in the group too. Because when we all win, and we win big. And if everyone is me pushed out, I have no competition. I have all the people pushed out for everything that I need. And if somebody would say, well, you do have competition, here's this person, well, guess what? They pushed out everyone they need. And sometimes our people overlap and sometimes they don't. It's all good. And that's where I want you to center into yourself today. How will you win big today? That's all you got to ask your mind today is, show me how I'll win big. And even the smallest victories need to be celebrated, even for a few seconds, right? I shared before, when I go to hot yoga, I take 2 bottles of water. One is a refrigerated bottle of water that I put in a special container that keeps it cold the whole time I'm in there. And the other is a frozen bottle of water that's so frozen, but by the time the class is done, it's really started to melt. It takes a long time for it to be unfrozen totally. And when the class is over, after the last Savasana, I sit on my mat and I take a sip of my refrigerated bottle of water. And I say to myself, satisfied and complete, because everything adds on to me. And no matter what kind of class I had, whether I did it all and I didn't take a break, or if I had to take a break in between, it doesn't matter. I'm satisfied with the class that I had, and I'm complete in what I did there today. If I couldn't have done any better than I did the best that I could. And then I take the frozen bottle of water, and this is what I love. Every time I go to open the cap, it pops like a bottle of champagne. And that's my victory sip. So it's satisfied and complete, and then I have a sip of victory. Because my grandfather taught me with basketball, you don't leave your court defeated, right? You always leave victorious. So whether it's a basketball court or my yoga mat or my office, every time I walk through a threshold, I'm satisfied, I'm complete, and I'm victorious because I want to win big, and I want to win all the time. And if I feel like I've done that with everything that I've done in this day, I know you've won big, and you're winning all, and you're going to win big all the time. Whether you watch my video the day that it comes out, or a year later, or even 3 years later, like I shared the video the other day. So my friends, just keep asking yourself. You don't have to figure out the how you're going to win big. Just know that you are today. You're going to win big, you're going to win all the time. Ask your mind, show me what that looks like today. Be satisfied, complete, and victorious. It's a wonderful hat trick. Because the more in the moment, and I say satisfied and complete and victorious when I take those sips of water, when I walk out of my office. Another way I say I've done all that I can do, there's nothing more I can do, and I feel satisfied, complete, and victorious. And watch how your world changes. If that's the one technique, piggyback off me. I'm holding the energy for it. I'm holding the bigger energy. Step into that bigger energy with it. And then share how you're satisfied and complete. Satisfaction is such an amazing feeling. It's that feeling that there's nothing else you can do, and now you trust, right? When I record a video and I put it up on YouTube, or I record a message here, after I hit send, there's nothing more I can do. Now I let it take a life of its own on, and then I get to observe the results of it. Enjoy.